Amy Roloff has captivated fans of Little People, Big World for years. After her high-profile divorce from Matt Roloff in 2016, she eventually found new love with real estate agent Chris Marek. They met at a singles mixer in 2017, connected over road trips and motorcycling, and Chris proposed in September 2019. In August 2021, they married at Roloff Farms in a ceremony that aired on TLC. Their relationship seemed like a fresh start filled with joy and hope for both of them. Fans watched them date for nearly 4 years before the wedding, and in the early seasons of their marriage, Chris became more visible on the show, participating in cooking videos with Amy and joining family events. Amy even refers to him in her Instagram bio as married to Chris Marek. But after a few years, rumors began to swirl. Observers noticed fewer posts featuring Chris, and Amy chose to omit his name as a business partner when filing the annual report for her cooking venture, Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen LLC, at the end of December 2023. She listed herself and her longtime friend Lisa Dixon, but left Chris out entirely. She also used Amy J. Roloff rather than the hyphenated Roloff Marek name in one report, though in an amendment to another entity, she used Amy J. Roloff Marek. That fueled speculation about trouble in their marriage. Still, in early 2024, Amy posted cooking videos where they appeared together happily making banana bread, and she described their marriage as strong in captions. Some sites even claimed they were heading toward divorce, suggesting lifestyle differences and conflicts over Roloff Farms contributed to a split. Those outlets cited fewer social media posts together and alleged conflicting priorities, Amy remaining deeply tied to the farm and family business, while Chris favored privacy and distance. But none of that was confirmed by Amy or Chris. In fact, as recently as early 2025, multiple articles affirmed the couple is still together. One blog updated in May 2025 stated plainly that Amy and Chris are still married, describing their bond as evolving but enduring. Fans continue to see them on vacations, holiday gatherings, and celebrating milestones, like traveling to Cabo and Brenda hosting Thanksgiving get-togethers. So it seems the chemistry remains strong. Amy and Chris celebrated their 4th anniversary in August 2025, and social media shows them enjoying travel, family, and mutual support. Against this backdrop comes the report about Chris Marek's arrest. A few months ago, trending headlines claimed Chris was arrested during a routine traffic stop. Some claimed for impaired driving, though official charges were unclear. Reports said he cooperated fully and was later released. These stories painted a picture of shock, given his usually calm public persona. Amy reportedly stood by him, expressing on social media that everyone can make mistakes and Chris was taking responsibility. Those claims appeared in blog posts citing anonymous sources, but so far no official statements have confirmed charges or legal outcomes. Viewers of Little People, Big World have seen emotional moments in recent episodes, Amy breaking down while discussing past trauma, and even disagreements over mundane things like gardening plans triggered deep reflection. Chris reassured her on camera, and those moments ended up resonating because they revealed how they navigate real emotional conflict together. Still, critics and fans remain skeptical. On Reddit and fan forums, viewers debate whether Chris is pushing Amy into conciliations with her ex, Matt, like working together over the farm or attending public events. Some feel that show producers are leaning into manufactured drama, Amy's tears, Chris and Matt's bromance, and incidents like a group trip to Arizona feel orchestrated to some. Despite the tension, Amy has ramped up business ventures, her YouTube cooking channel, membership offerings, speaking, and merchandise. She's clearly trying to define her identity outside of Roloff Farms and TLC's narrative. Chris, too, continues real estate work and his interests remain motorcycle riding and quiet supports of Amy's projects. A false pregnancy story circulated online in January 2025 claiming Amy was expecting a baby with Chris. That turned out to be misinformation. No credible sources confirm any pregnancy. So how do things stand now in mid-2025? The reliable consensus remains that Amy and Chris are still married, working through ups and downs, and publicly presenting a partnership that persists. The supposed arrest remains unverified beyond clickbait-style summaries, and no court documents or law enforcement releases have surfaced. To weave this into an engaging video script, open by reminding viewers of Amy's past with Matt, then gently introduce her meeting Chris and their sweet, quiet courtship. Bring in the highlights: engagement, wedding, cooking videos, traveling. Then transition into when the quieter moments began: business filings snubbing Chris, social media changes, episodes showing emotional strain. Raise the arrest rumor, but note its unverified status. Contrast with newer, friendlier outings, family gatherings, posts saying they're still together. Reference the fan reactions and criticism of potential forced drama. Portray Amy as a resilient entrepreneur building her life beyond family expectations, and show Chris as quiet strength, even when rumors swirl. Invite viewers to share how they feel. Does this marriage still feel real? Could the arrest be real? What would you do if your partner was publicly criticized? Close by inviting dialogue, reminding that reality TV can blur real life and manufactured narrative, and that only Amy and Chris know their truth. Matt Roloff, familiar to fans of Little People, Big World, had been engaged to Karen Chandler for around 2 years. They had dated since 2017 after meeting on the family's Roloff farms, where Karen worked as manager and personal assistant. Her life gradually became intertwined with the show's storyline, her bond with Matt, and the farm visible to viewers. In April 2023, he proposed, a quiet, heartfelt moment shared with close family and friends. She said yes. At the time, they spoke of the future, planning a simple, intimate wedding in 2024. The wedding was postponed more than once. Health concerns in the family, including the declining condition of Matt's mother and the timing of pumpkin season, caused delays. Fans' speculation grew strong, with some wondering if there was trouble behind the quiet posts and delays. Social media updates became less frequent, but in March and April 2025, they shared updates that suggested all was well. Snaps together at restaurants and concerts, affectionate captions, reassurance that they were still together and looking forward to their future. Then, on July 22, 2025, Matt posted on Instagram a message that caught fans off guard. He announced they had decided to part ways and end our engagement. He described the decision as the right step for them at this time, noting that they remain amicable and will always appreciate the many wonderful memories we have shared, and promised to move forward with positivity and trust. Insiders reported that the split was initiated by Karen, surprising family and fans who thought things were stable. The two had never actually married, their engagement lingering while building a dream home on the farm. Despite millions spent and planning underway, Karen apparently wanted a fresh start away from the farm's legacy and public scrutiny. Conflicting desires about retirement locations, Arizona versus staying in Oregon, may have been a factor. Matt had invested about $1.4 million into a custom house for Karen, almost 4,000 square feet, tailored to his mobility needs and her preferences. The dream house was completed in 2024, just before the split. The level of commitment made the break even more startling. On the show's 25th and final season, airing in 2024, Karen spoke about challenges blending families. She said she learned that boundaries are healthy in second relationships, acknowledging that sometimes less is more. She understood the complexity of being close to children she didn't give birth to, and she learned lessons that may have guided her decision later on. Amy Roloff, Matt's ex-wife who remarried Chris Marek in 2021, maintained a polite and respectful relationship with Karen over the years. Amy confirmed in interviews that while she wouldn't aim to be best friends with Karen, they remained cordial and could be in each other's company when needed. The dissolution comes in the wake of the conclusion of Little People, Big World in late 2024. Once siblings Zach and Tori departed, the show lost key cast members, leading to cancellation. The end of that chapter may have influenced both Matt and Karen. Karen reportedly welcomed retirement and a quieter life, while Matt had a harder time stepping away from the long-running family enterprise. Karen's personal background adds context. She was previously married for 20 years and had 2 children. Her son Connor has had his own legal and custody challenges that sometimes overshadowed headlines concerning her own life. Now they're separate. Matt reaffirmed publicly, "This is the right step for us at this time," expressing gratitude to fans, memories, and the desire to move forward with trust and positivity. Both sides seem intent on amicable closure, no bitterness, just shifting toward new chapters. For the video introduction, you might begin with how their romance started, from the farm manager connection to evolving into something deeper after his divorce from Amy. Share early love moments, traveling together, engagement ring reveal, home construction, and wedding plans postponed. Then bring in growing friction, conflicting views on the future, desire to leave the farm life, debates over how public life and reality TV impacted the relationship. Next, shift to the announcement. Pull in Matt's Instagram post text, his tone of appreciation and closure. Overlay clips or voiceover of fans reacting, headlines about the split. Contrast that with prior cheerful reunions earlier in 2025. Include interview-style reflections, Karen's quote on boundaries, Amy's comment on maintaining cordiality, the kids' distance muted or unspoken. Explore the deeper themes. What happens when a second relationship forms in the shadow of a long, public marriage? How unresolved family dynamics can play a role. Reflect on how building a dream house but still ending engagement shows emotional complexity beneath practical commitments. Question how reality TV shapes expectations and disrupts growth. Toward the end, frame both Matt and Karen as individuals seeking peace. He with decades invested in the farm legacy, she seeking quiet and detachment from drama. Pose to your viewers. Was this relationship ever fully built on equal terms of expectation? Could they have found compromise? What advice would you give someone walking out of a long engagement built in public? Close by inviting comments and emotions. Tell me what you think. Were they always meant to stay together, or was breakup inevitable? Have you ever planned something big only to realize it wasn't the right path? Let's talk. Remind your audience that behind reality TV, real people face real decisions. Though we saw the romance unfold over 8 years, only they know what shaped the split. And though the show is done, their stories continue.